Hello, hi, and welcome to News on Purpose. I am your host, Jakara Ann Holman, and I represent none other than myself and News on Purpose by Jakara Ann Holman. As you know, because we've been through this before, I like to say my name a lot so you remember it, and I also like to share some motivation. So I have a word for you today, and that word is let your dreams be your wings. I say again, let your dreams be your wings. Today, we can expect it to be hot and we can expect it to be sunny. Can we expect an arrest for the cops that killed Breonna Taylor? I mean, it's just as fine as a day as any other day to make change and do good things in the world, like arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. The topics that we will cover today is 1. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. 2. Marsai Martin has a $100 bill for all of your concerns, and Black 4th, as well as some other great things happening in the world. As always, we will debunk some of the trending topics that include some false information, and we will find reasons and ways to live on purpose, even through the storm, the rain, the chaos, no conviction for the cops that killed Breonna Taylor, and whatever else that have you. But before getting into any of that, let's get into this intro video. On Purpose, you are getting the news with purpose, personality, and a pulse. You're also getting all me for free all day. Well, all the time of this video, that is. So what should you know? Well, in world news, we are still seeking the arrest and the death of Breonna Taylor for the 3 cops involved. Breonna Taylor was murdered just shy of her 27th birthday. And there are some facts that we know in this case, which, 1, as reported by CNN, Breonna Taylor's family have filed a wrongful death lawsuit. We also know that Louisville officials have now banned the use of no-knock warrants. And we know that one of the officers, Brett Hankinson, have been fired. We also know that the 2 other officers was placed on administrative reassignment. And the most painful note that we know is that there has still been no arrest, no conviction, and no charge of the officers that killed Breonna Taylor. So this morning on CBS, I caught Gale King's interview with Louisville Mayor Fischer, who spoke on the investigation and police reform. He mentioned mostly of Breonna's law put into place, and he talked about 1 officer being fired, which we already know. He also stated that the nature of mayor's job is occasionally you have tragedies and you move forward and bring the community with you. But Gale pressed on him, and she asked what took so long and why is change coming only after the protests? Well, Mayor Fischer stated that there is no direct evidence such as body cameras to show what actually happened. He also mentioned that the lack of body cameras is a stumbling block. He went on to talk about COVID putting a halt in things. And Mayor Fischer stated the climate is ripe for serious change and the community must see its part in this cooperation. He talked about police reform and racial justice being at the top of his priority. And also, well, being that both sides are requesting his resignation, it doesn't look like he have any plans to move his feet or give up his seat. I say again, today is as good as any day to arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Moving on. In other news, Mississippi has a major milestone as the governor signs a bill to remove the state flag. The recent events, including protests and demands for justice, have triggered outcries for removing oppressive symbols of white supremacy and of racism, including some statues and the Confederate flag. Mississippi, being the last to see the light, has finally moved forward with removing the flag or giving it a facelift. But if you are asking, what's the big deal, or just need more information as to why this is a grand gesture, here is a video by actress and activist Ms. Aunjanue Ellis, who addresses the governor's wife just weeks ago, sharing why it is of the utmost importance to remove the flag.
Hello, my name is Aunjanue Ellis, and this afternoon I would like to speak to Mrs. Elee Reeves, the wife of Tate Reeves, the governor of the state of Mississippi. Mississippi was at your door yesterday, Mrs. Reeves. I don't know if you were there, but I know you heard it. You would have to have an Arctic heart not to have been moved by it. I am a citizen of Mississippi. I've lived there since I was 3. It is my blessed home. It is my only home. All around you in Birmingham, in Southeast Louisiana, New Orleans, and in Richmond, Virginia, white American citizens like you are uprooting the stone, plaster, copper, brass, pewter, gold, silver, resin, bone of a legacy that has precipitated the national crisis we are in. Outside of your home, the governor's mansion, flies the Confederate flag. That legacy is in every thread of that flag. I'm not interested in arguing semantics or contesting the history of the number of and that it was in fact a battle flag or whatever tactical distraction that's used to shut down conversations like this. The reality is that flag has been at the site of church burnings, church bombings, assassinations, shootings. There are photos of little white children waving that flag during meetings of the White Citizens Council when the council made and instituted policies of segregation. It is the shared iconography of the Ku Klux Klan, a terrorist organization no better than Al-Qaeda. And so it has been waved and held in reverence by mass shooters and men who mow women down with their cars in the street. My 12-year-old nephew should not have to pass by that flag to get an education. And he does every day. That flag raised so high under cloudy skies, waving outside your window. Tropical storm Cristobal is coming, and that wave hopefully will become pelts against the conscience of you and those who are in earshot to hear it. I'm speaking to you not just because of your proximity to power. I'm speaking to you as a woman. We are God's instruments of creation, and it ensures that we care about bodies. We care about bodies outside of our own. You are a mother. You saw what happened to George Floyd. You saw that. I ask you, how would you feel if this were your child? If it were a white child under that policeman's knee? But I hope that you would find this absurd, insulting for me to even say this to you. That I would even suggest that you would have to go to such lengths for empathy, and that I should know that the sight of that father dying in front of the world would be enough for you to care. But I say this because what happened to George Floyd in Minneapolis was not the first or the 100th time. Inell Ponder was beaten by police in Mississippi. June Johnson was beaten by police in Mississippi. Fannie Lou Hamer was brutalized and sexually assaulted by police in a Winona jail in Mississippi. I know that there are people at home content to see Mississippi last in everything. They are content to see the state continue to fail economically. They are content to watch the brain drain with the flight of its graduates every year. They want Mississippi to remain cloistered and small. They want Mississippi to be a place that people fear and avoid. I know there are people at home who would rather die and suffer before they see Mississippi change. They, in fact, find honor in it. They are eternally in the Battle of Vicksburg. But I am asking something of you today. I am asking you because you are a woman, a mother, the instrument of God's creation. And I ask that you seek life this morning, this afternoon, today, tonight. Seek life for Mississippi. Seek life for your children in Mississippi. Affirm life, another kind of life, a richer, fuller life. They say that Southern women are husband whisperers. Whisper to your husband and say that he could be the first governor of courage for the state of Mississippi. He could be the governor that Medgar Evers deserved, the governor that James Meredith deserved, the governor that Emmett Till deserved. Turn to your husband, the man of God he claims to be, and remind him that racism is a sin, and that flag's chain on our collective souls is the wage of it. Other first ladies, the wives of pastors with white congregations, should follow suit. Tell him to take down that flag himself and not wait for another cowardly or malicious legislature to never take it out of committee. Tell him to take down that flag and not outsource his integrity. Tell him to take down that flag and be, as Mississippian Stan Jones says, be the first governor of the people, all the people. Tell your husband, Tate Reeves, to take down that flag and change the course of history for the state of Mississippi. Mississippi is America writ small. So goes Mississippi, so goes this country. Tell him to take down that flag and change the course of history of this country for good. Thank you so much for listening.
The Confederate flag, which represents hatred and not heritage. In entertainment news, 16-year-old Marsai Martin can't be broken. Though Hollywood can be cutthroat and the pressure is always in place of always being perfect. Oh, and also because we see you on our televisions or the big screens and we watch you grow up, we feel like your family, so we want to give you our comments and opinions, which are not always warranted. Marsai Martin shows that she got something for you. If you don't know who Marsai Martin is, she starred on ABC's Blackish alongside Tracee Ellis Ross, Anthony Anderson, Jennifer Lewis, Lawrence Fishburne, Yara Shahidi, just to name a few of the greats amongst the cast. She also is the executive producer for Little. At just the tender age of 14, she executively produced a film. Yes, and she has won a NAACP Image Award, but most recently she has added the BET Award for Young Stars to her collection. But the darling fake aunties and fake cousins decided that they can offer their comments and opinions about the young star's appearance, including her hair or her choice of how she decided to wear her hair. Well, here is Marsai's reaction, and it is revealed that her confidence is one that the younger generation and the older generation can take notes from. Catch this video.
So I was on Twitter, and a lot of people have been addressing my hair or talking about my hair. And how it looks like a grandma's wig. And and they're talking about my veneers. And this don't look like a veneer to me. And it's hard, it's difficult to run through my mind. But I'm sorry to anyone that I offended or haven't gotten to your expectations about how I'm supposed to be, and I apologize. And I never want to hurt anyone's feelings or have anyone worried about what my decisions are. I'm sorry. Thank you. Y'all, we are in quarantine, and we got more things to focus on than just my hair. Justice for Breonna Taylor.
With peer pressure present and societal pressures at surface, here is a message to hold close to heart. Now, we can't all blow our nose in $100 bills, but what we can do is blow it off. I mean, blow off the hate, blow off the drama, blow off all of the negativity and the hearsay. If you got anything to say about my hair, my appearance, my golden glow, I'm just gonna blow it off. All right? Okay. Wow. Next top story is August Alsina is speaking out on his love and other things for Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, well, the news gained traction last year when he released his song, Nelia, where he had her middle name and some text messages in the song. And it is gaining attraction again because he recently did an interview where he talked about his feelings and love for Mrs. Smith. And that's all I'm going to share in that. Watch Entertainment News for more insight on that. In sports news, the NBA is warning that this new outbreak of COVID can halt the plans for the players to return to the court. And health news, speaking of COVID or Corona-19, I mean, the 4th of July is right around the corner, right? With it peeking its head on Saturday, it is just encouraged that everyone, as you're coming out to play and be merry, that you, I don't know why I said play, adults don't play. I mean, I don't know, we do. We have adult play, but as you engage in adult play, make sure you cover up, make sure you use protection as far as face masks and hand sanitizer and whatever is necessary for you to feel safe in the space. Okay? All right. The grand July 4th. Everybody wants to know what's happening July 4th. What's your plans? What you doing? Okay, so the first event that I am tracking is the March for Liberty and Justice for All. It will start from 1 to 5 p.m. and the march will begin at Cup Foods and then march to City Hall. Once at City Hall, there is a second event taking place from 4:30 to 6:30, which is called a Roll for Justice, and you can roll in any way that you see fit, whether that is biking, skating, boarding, or whatever have you. Okay, now the main event, right? Black 4th. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, have you heard of Black 4th? And if your neighbor say, nah, what's that? Then this is what you tell them. This is the grand event that we've all been waiting for in anticipation for all of the participation to make for emancipation of the colonization and all of the other Asian words that end with Asian or action, right? We're going to be taking action on July 4th. I apologize for getting carried away like I did, but what you should know about Black 4th, which is hosted by 10K Foundation, is that we will start at US Bank. At US Bank, there will be some speeches and some words, as you know, and then we will begin our march from there. And along that march, we will have kneeling locations. The first kneeling location will be at US Bank Stadium, and then the next one will be at First Avenue, then Federal Reserve, and at Stone Arch Bridge. The march will conclude with a bang at Father Hennepin Bluff Park, 420 Southeast Main Street, Minneapolis. Activities once there will include food, live DJ, performances, fireworks of course, and a art revealing. Let me tell you, for those of us that get there on time, because they run out fast, there will be these beautiful t-shirts that you can claim. I don't know why I grabbed the extra large when I should have grabbed the small, but there will be these beautiful t-shirts that you can claim that says Black Pride, and then they have this nice barcode on the back which have more information about 10K Foundation. So get there on time so that you can get a great site, a great place, and a great t-shirt. But now at the park, I can tell you that I know already that there will be some amazing vendors with some amazing swag and some amazing eats and some amazing art. So make sure you are there, okay? There's gonna also be some amazing performances. So make sure you come out. There will be some PPE supplies available. Thank you for tuning in to News on Purpose. Now have a great day. But always remember to stop living to exist, start living on purpose. And you can do all of that and more with News on Purpose. Have a great day.